During the past few years, there have been many claims on the internet that the earth is flat. Many are true believers, and to them the earth is flat, beyond any question of doubt. Of course, they can believe whatever they want to, but this does not make it true, and we should be able to test their theory. The flat earth map is a projection of the continents onto a flat circular plane with the North Pole in the centre and the continents spread around the North Pole. According to their idea, there is no South Pole because a circle can have only one centre. So instead of the South Pole, they put Antarctica all the way around the edges of their circular flat earth. Antarctica forms an ice wall around the edges, holding the oceans in their place. In many ways, this can be compatible with what we experience in reality. For example, if you go north on the flat earth map, you will end up at the North Pole. If you go south, no matter where you go, you'll end up at Antarctica. If you want to travel around the equator, for example, east or west, you can do it. It would appear that you are circumnavigating the planet. You can travel east or west and end up back in the same place where you started. So far, so good. But there are some serious problems which we will explore in these flatearthfacts.com videos. One problem is in New Zealand. We are on the completely opposite side of the flat earth map to Argentina in South America. So according to the flat earth people, the distance from New Zealand to Argentina is one of the greatest distances. To travel by the most direct route, you have to go all the way across to the centre and all the way across to the other side of the flat earth to get to Argentina. So, on the flat earth map, a flight from Auckland to Buenos Aires would be a very long flight, one of the longest possible flights. It would take more than 24 hours in a commercial airplane to cover this distance. So many flat earth people claim it is not possible to fly directly from Auckland to Buenos Aires in about 10 hours, as it appears you should be able to do on a globe, as the distance between these cities is far greater on the flat earth map. So I booked a flight with Air New Zealand from Auckland to Buenos Aires, which takes less than 12 hours. It is an ordinary plane, travelling at about 600 miles an hour. So in 12 hours on the flat earth, you can't travel even half of the distance. You could travel 6,000 or 7,000 miles maximum in 12 hours, which is certainly not enough to cover the distance on the flat earth map. To try and understand exactly where the plane was flying, I set my phone to log all the sensor information it could get for the flight. Unfortunately, on the flight to Buenos Aires, the phone could not pick up any GPS signal, but on the return flight I was able to get GPS coordinates for at least part of the flight. The readings from the other sensors like direction, altitude, speed, etc. worked and were logged for both flights. The sensor logs for both flights are included in the article linked in the description of this video. Feel free to analyse them yourself and let me know what you find in the comments.
Welcome to Middle Earth, my friend. I'm here to guide you on your journey, so cease your rebel rousing and listen very carefully and obey all crew member instructions and all illuminated signs. If the seatbelt sign were to illuminate, return to your seat right away. Make sure all valuables at your feet are pushed under the seat in front of you.
And fasten your seatbelt low across your hips. Although we recommend you keep your seatbelt fastened through the flight, if you do need to get up, release by lifting the lever or pressing down on the button.
Oxygen is precious to you beyond measure.
So if an oxygen mask should drop down from above,
Pull down on the mask, place over your nose and mouth, and adjust the elastic on both sides for a secure fit. There's no need to sound the alarm if the bag doesn't inflate. There's plenty of oxygen flowing through freely.
If you have halflings or young ones, secure your own mask before helping with theirs.
So I left Auckland on the evening of December 11th, 2017, and arrived in Buenos Aires approximately 12 hours later. The return flight from Buenos Aires to Auckland on December the 24th took about 10 hours to reach Auckland. You can see here the GPS data I was able to collect on the flight from Buenos Aires to New Zealand, plotted on Google Maps. It is incomplete, but these are actual GPS coordinates recorded and logged by the phone on the flight. So the route according to the GPS coordinates does appear a bit different to the route they show on their flight information system, but it is flying in a way consistent with the Earth being a globe, but totally impossible on the flat Earth map. The conclusion is flights in the Southern Hemisphere, like the ones I personally went on between New Zealand and South America, certainly are real and take only 10 to 12 hours. This is consistent with the Earth being a globe, but impossible on the flat Earth map unless the planes were flying at more than twice the speed of sound, which we are quite sure they are not. So this information proves that the accepted flat Earth map is definitely incorrect.